Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Karen, Lavender Clothesline, and today is part 2 of the haul that I filmed on the same day. So I just shut the camera off and turned it back on, but we're making this the part 2. So part 1 of this haul you're going to see tomorrow, Sunday, and this part 2, you're going to see on Wednesday. There were just too many items and I didn't want to turn it into one of those hour-long videos. But I just wanted to say thank you again for everybody, for all of your support. And yeah, what else do I have to say? That's about it, because I just said it a couple of minutes ago in the first part of the video. All right, let's get started to finish out this big amount of stuff in my dining room, which is my YouTube studio, so that I can put it all away and get it listed. Okay, so the first item are records, LP albums, and I hardly ever pick up records. I don't know why. I think the disconnect for me is that I don't know a lot about music. What do I know about? And the condition of the record, I know a lot of people that get seriously into buying, records, want it graded, and I just don't usually do that. But here's the story. So I was in Goodwill on Friday, a week ago Friday, or this past Friday, and stereos were coming out, receivers, really high-end speakers. With that kind of equipment, records came out. So my thinking is, if this was all donated together, maybe it wasn't, but it really came out together, maybe the owner of the good high-end stereo equipment donated the records, like whoever was making that donation. That's my thinking. Totally far-fetched, probably, but it might have worked out, because the amount of albums that I took and put in my cart and then went through them, I did get these 3 albums, and I think these are fairly safe bets. So in Goodwill, I pay, I think it's $1.97 an album. I'm not even sure, but it's a couple of dollars. And I picked up the Supremes. I'm going to pull out the record. I don't know if you'll be able to see what beautiful condition this is in. It still has its plastic sleeve, so that's what it looks like. Look at that Motown label. Try to handle it by the edges, and this thing is gorgeous. I hear a symphony, and the Supremes on the other side, I hear a symphony. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful condition. Try to handle it not touching the record. And like I said, I think I paid $2 for it. Okay, so that is record number 1. Record number 2, Kenny Rogers' Greatest Hits. And again, really nice condition. It has the paper sleeve or jacket. Make sure I'm holding it up and down. So that's what that looks like. Let's take the record out and take a look at it. These almost look new to me, like they haven't been, this one has a little dust, but I don't see any scratches or wear marks or anything. So that's what that looks like. And this is the Liberty label. And the third album is Herb Alpert's Tijuana Brass. And I thought the jacket itself was beautiful. The cover was gorgeous. That would almost make like artwork, in my opinion. I wouldn't mind that framed. I think that's really nice if you're a music buff. These are the 3 that I chose out of the stack of albums. That was probably, I'm gonna say probably about 15 albums, something like that. I did pick up a bit of artwork and a bit of books, and what else? Artwork, books, and the albums. So this is The Road in Storyland. Right away I could tell by the cover that this was older. It's the Star Edition. Here's Goodwill's sticker. And let me just see what year this is. I believe this is 1932. And the illustrations, I'm going to show you the illustrations, are beautiful. So in my opinion, even if the book is not a high-end book, sometimes something this old, I will go ahead and pick it up, because I feel like the illustrations can become artwork for a nursery. I think that's a really nice idea. So sometimes if I have a book that has, really beautiful illustrations, I will put nursery decor as keywords to give people the thought of doing that. So 1932, was the year that it was published. And what did I pay for this hardcover? I think hardcover is $1.97. And I don't know what this book will bring. I'm thinking 20 to 25. If I go out thrifting, most times I'm leaving the house at 8 a.m. I'm thrifting till probably 12 or 1. Quick sit in the car and eat a lunch, on to other thrift stores or sometimes back into the same thrift store. Most days like that, I'm home by 4:35, and then I've got to carry all of that into my house, and right away I get into organizing it or whatever, and then cook dinner or whatever. So books and heavy equipment, which are both going to be in this video, are not my favorite, but when the profit is there, I put my big girl pants on and just get it done and not complain. I don't give myself time to think about it. So many of you are so kind and say, I don't know where you get your energy. I don't know how you do it. Number one, doing this pays my bills. This is my mortgage, my food, and my electric money. So while I do make plenty to also put into savings, I'm living on this money. So that's where my main impetus, my main motivation comes from. But when it comes to heavy items like books, furniture, I really try statues. I've got a statue down here that's very heavy. I really try to use my better judgment of, okay, how much work is this going to be, bringing this thing into the house, packing it, shipping it, and is it worth it? Okay, this next item is going to be very noisy. We might have to lower the volume. A Seashell mobile wind chime. How beautiful is this? I do very well with this type of item. The macrame, total macrame and shell, and just the shell ones. So beautiful. This was in a plastic bag. I do rip open the bag that Goodwill put on it because I want to see that the shells are all intact. Most times seashells, because they take such a beating in the ocean, they are created to take the beating. So I don't find a lot of times these items are in poor condition. More often they're in very beautiful condition like this one. So this one is just a tiered, I don't know what we want to call that. It's a spiral, and it has little painted or dyed blue pieces of shell just to add some color. Let me stand back a little bit. How pretty is that? So I'm guessing, I haven't done one of these in a while. It's been probably over a year since I've found one of these to sell. If my recollection is right, I'm thinking maybe $25, $30. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs of shoes. We're just gonna blow through them quick. Nothing spectacular, but I thought they were worth picking up. These are Tom's, a bootie with a Sherpa. I think this is imitation Sherpa. And I really liked the folded cloth. And I paid, okay, so these were $13, half price $6.50. And this is like a metallic gold. Really, really nice. So I said yes to those. Golf shoes. Can we talk about how many golf shoes I sell? Golf clubs, golf balls, golf anything, it seems. I mean, you got to run a comp. Don't just start picking up every golf tee you see. But I do well with golf. Okay, these are Oakley's. They are the men's, I call these saddle shoes. So these are not cleaned yet. These will clean up really nicely. And what did I pay for these? $7.47. I did run a comp in the store because I wasn't as familiar with Oakley as I am with FootJoy or Callaway or, the typical brands, Nike. And what did these go for? I'm thinking 25, so figure about 25 plus the buyer pays shipping. The next pair of shoes are Vionics. I wasn't really paying attention to Vionics that much, and Shell Bell, her channel is great. She's a wealth of information, and I was watching one of her videos probably about a year ago, and I said, I really should be looking at Vionics. I had heard of the brand before, but I really wasn't running comps on the brand. I'm not quite sure why, but now I do more often, not for every shoe, but I picked up a Vionics, and these are great because they are the one where you can just jam your foot in there, slip your foot in there. And I thought that was really good. I'm watching all the traffic go by. My road is busy today. And Nike, these are golf shoes too. See, this one has I forget what this is called. There's a name to this rather than the regular cleat things like that. Okay, my battery died talking so much. So I said yes to them, and they say golf right inside. I did pay $9.99 for these, but I thought these being Nike and they were in very good condition, once they clean up, they're going to look almost new. They do have a little bit of toe creasing, but especially with golf, that's to be expected. All right, next up, I don't know why I picked this up. Sometimes I'm just throwing things in the cart. Probably because I got it for $1.50. It was half price. And I would imagine that this is a candle votive maybe. You know what, maybe not. It would have to be a tea light because the perforation, the reticulation would make the wax melt out if you put like just a regular candle. You would have to have a candle in glass or something like that. And yeah, $1.50. Very pretty though. Really, really pretty. Not marked. Mickey Mouse. How cute is he? Now, when I see something like this in the store, I'm always going to check it out. If I see a poster, a framed poster of something that's not as iconic as Mickey Mouse, I don't always look at it. Like if it's a normal poster of like maybe a landscape or somebody famous, like Farrah Fawcett, I would always look at. I was going to say Farrah Fawcett because if it's an original poster, those can go for very great money of that real iconic print of her sitting with her hair back. I think we all know what we're talking about. Anytime I see a poster, the first thing I do is look at the framing. This isn't a guarantee, but this is how I do it. I turn the framing around. First of all, is the framing plastic, like one of those plastic ones you would just pick up, you know, at a discount dollar type store that costs like $3? Or is it a professional job that they framed the poster? Because who is going to pick up a poster that runs you $1.99 in Walmart and then put $50, $60, $70 into the framing? That's my thinking. So this is Contempo Art Galleries. This was done in Connecticut. Picture perfect frames. And you see this framing here with these brackets? This is a higher end frame than something you're just going to pick up on a shelf in Joann's or Michael's. This is actually a framing studio's frame technique. I'm not saying that Michael's or Joann's doesn't have this kind of framing, but it's the specialty framing. It's not the one sitting on the shelf. So I did pay $4.99 for it. I'm tempted to open this up because I don't see a date on this at all. And I'm wondering, it says Mickey Mouse down here. I'm wondering if there's a date down there. But either way, definitely going to sell this. Almost for sure, I'm going to sell this in the frame and I'm going to sell it local. So I will do eBay, local pickup, or Facebook Marketplace. No shipping because I'm not shipping a piece of glass this big. I thought this was beautifully done. I have never bought something like this before. It's like a mixed, what do we call this? It's not scrap art. I don't even know what this is called. It's layered pieces of paper making the design. And then she has jewels here. Looks like Barb's somebody. I'm going to have to, Lidditz? Lidditz is a town. But that is what that looks like. I paid $3 for it. Again, beautifully framed from a frame shop. Oh, it has the artist's name right on a card. I could have looked at that in the store. Mary Lynn Bublitz, B-U-B-L-I-T-Z. Fine Art Paintings. Oh, Mary, you're so sweet to put your card on the back of the thing. I appreciate that so much. So I will look the artist up and see how her pictures do. But for $3, I don't worry about running a comp on something like that. It's beautiful, well done, professional framing, and it has her card on the back. I could have looked at from the very beginning. All right, next piece of art, Feathered Friends. I think this is fairly common. And it tells you chickadee, bluebird, and cedar waxwing. You know, guys, I shouldn't have shown you the back. I should have pretended like I just knew what the birds were, but I didn't. Would I have known these birds? I would have thought that was a robin redbreast, and it's a bluebird. Yeah, I don't know my birds. But Heartfelt Collection, 1994. This is really sweet. Somebody's going to want this. Here are two pieces of art that I don't know what they are. I mean, it's a scene. It's a gorgeous scene of some famous bridge. And it is numbered and signed. That's always a good thing. When you see actual numbering in pencil here, no, I'm not saying go to your thrift store and buy everything numbered and, you know, signed. Who knows who the artist is? But at least it gives you a place to start, to research, to find out what it is. But my price point of $3, it's fine. It's fine to not do all of that research or try to do that in the thrift store. Alex's Fine Art, custom framing. Again, this is custom framed. But I don't know if that's a photograph in there. I'm sorry, the ring light, all the lighting. Let me see if I can turn my ring light without cracking it. Did that help? That helped a little bit. And also this one. Again, signed and numbered. Same artist, just beautiful. And I thought somebody's going to want those. Next up, a Boulevard. Why does that sound wrong? Boulevard clock. You can tell I'm getting tired. This thing is gorgeous. It's a world clock. It gives you all of the famous cities, and it has the second hand, let's see if I can show that, is a red plane going around the clock. Boulevard is a good name. Not all Boulevard clocks are going to be a high amount, but there are Boulevard items that go for a great bit of money, especially the watches. So I'm not saying this is a very high dollar item, but the quality of this, the way this is made, that's what made me pick it up. So I paid $7 for it, and I did run a quick comp. And what did this bring? I'm gonna say 60, 50, 60, something like that. So I would always say yes to a high quality, shouldn't say high quality, a good quality Boulevard clock. Alrighty, the last thing that I want to talk about in this part of the video is electronics. I shy away from electronics big time. I don't want to test things. I don't want to figure out how the thing works. I don't want to have the special cords or the cables or input, output. Nope, not doing any of that. So now let's take a look at all the electronics I bought. Okay guys, so for this part of the video, instead of me trying to hold up very heavy audio equipment, I'm going to just film this way so you can see what we're talking about. So this first item, I think, is just a receiver. This is Yamaha, very heavy, beautiful condition. Now, I have not tested this, so here's my thinking. I either have to buck up and just have the proper cords, which I think the cord would not be that hard to come up with, and test it or sell it untested. Again, this item's going to be local pickup only because I'm really over shipping things like this. Now, I won't get as much money, and you're really limiting your market, you know, the people that might want something for this. But I think I'm going to flip this on Facebook Marketplace. So I did pay $6.99 for it, and I will report back how I do with this. For $7, I thought this receiver was too good to leave behind. Next up, I picked up a Uniden. This is a mobile phone, and I don't think these are going to bring a lot of money, but I feel like we're going to be seeing these less and less, so maybe it'll be an item that's not so prolific. I could be wrong about that, but it had its case, and yeah, that's why I picked it up. I believe I paid $2.99 for this. Next item up is this compact disc changer. This is Technics, and this is what it looks like. It has mesh on the front. I don't even know how this opens, but again, I did not get any cords with it. I don't think cords are going to be hard to find. I'm going to have to just look at where the cords plug in to realize what kind of cord I need, and this one does have the remote with it, so that's a great thing. That's the compact, the disc changer. So I said yes to that. So these speakers came out at Goodwill, and there were probably about 8 or 10 of us resellers on it. We were all shopping and talking and hanging out. It was great fun. These speakers came out at a time where nobody realized they had come out. I could not put these in my cart quick enough, so I did get the 2 prior audio equipment, the receiver and the disc changer at the same thing, so I had to lift both of those and these as quick as I could to put this into my cart. This brand I have sold before and done very well. You want to look up this brand, Klipsch. I don't even know how to say this, Klipsch. These are 2 floor stereo speakers. I'm going to call them floor because I would imagine somebody would put them on the floor. And because I have sold this brand before and did very well, I grabbed them. I believe this is a cherry wood case. And again, this I will sell untested. Now what happens is I will sell this out of my garage or on eBay local pickup. So because somebody would really want to test these speakers, this is something that I will sell out of my garage, just like you would have a yard sale. So to me, it's no different than having the person, come to a yard sale. I've had plenty of yard sales before, and I don't worry about who's coming to my yard. So with this, I don't worry about who's coming to my yard to test speakers or take a look at them. So those are the electronics I got, the 2 receivers, well, the receiver, the disc changer, this mobile phone thing, and the 2 speakers. And I always say to myself, I'm not going to make a habit of it, but the profit capability is too good, in my opinion, at this point. And now we're going to look at one last item, and we'll end this video. Okay, so the last item in this video, I'm going to try to lift this, should have eaten my Wheaties, is this gorgeous terrier, Yorkshire Terrier. Isn't Yorkshire pudding? Dog. This thing is so heavy. He is like a casted cement, and $12.99, so $13. I paid $6.50 for him. How good is he? He's like a garden statue, but he'd be a great doorstop. He's great in the house. And I might be shipping him. We'll have to see. I'll probably put him on local pickup first, and then if he doesn't go, I'll try to just buck up and offer shipping, which the shipping is going to be ridiculously high. I did at one point start using UPS because it's much less expensive to ship through UPS for something very heavy. What is it called? Home ground delivery. But the going back and forth to UPS because they don't have a location near me was too much, way too much. I'm sorry, not UPS, FedEx. Shouldn't be saying UPS. UPS, I do have one near me, but they are really high priced for some reason. So items that are heavy, and this is not oversized, but very, very heavy. I'm going to say over 8 pounds, and this has got to be, I'm guessing this is over 10 to 12 pounds. I use FedEx, home ground delivery. But I have to travel 15 minutes to get there. Now, if there was a Walgreens near me, then I could bring it to Walgreens because did you guys know, I'm sure you know, and I've shared before, you can drop off FedEx packages at Walgreens. That would be really convenient. Unfortunately, I don't have a Walgreens. So that's what makes me want to do local pickup only because to ship this, like say your buyer's in California, I'm on the East Coast. It's going to cost the buyer a fortune for this thing, and then it's got to travel across country. It just creates too much angst or too much stress for me. So most likely, I'm going to really try hard to sell this local pickup only. All right, that is today's video, part 2 of the haul. Thank you so much for watching. Go out and get what's yours.